Welcome, movie fans. Thanks for joining us for episode 140 of Reading Between the Reels, the premier podcast of Two Note Nightmares. If you're a new listener, we're so glad you found us. If you've been enjoying the show, please like, follow, and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. You can also support the show by posting on your socials and by joining our Facebook group. I'm Craig Dickinson, and I'm joined as always by my co-hosts Corey Heidschmidt, Justin Eldon. What's up, fellas? How we doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Hey, Chiefy!
Good Lord. So, this is the part of the show where we just briefly talk about what we've been watching outside of the film we're going to talk about tonight. So, Corey, I'm going to start with you. What have you been watching since the last time we talked?
Okay, so I finally finished Fallout Season 2, and it was all right. It was okay. These shows that are coming out, I'm just not... Second seasons are just burning me. Been watching a little bit of Paradise Season 2. It's a little bit slow. Fallout Season 2 was okay. A lot more backstory stuff. That's what you're getting. Fallout 2, Paradise 2. I mean, it's what you're getting. And then the other thing I'm going to watch, and I got to say, I missed this. I started watching just like kind of going through some old shows like Outer Limits that I like, because I like those shows. Outer Limits, Twilight Zones, I love those. And the thing I realized, you watch that and you see like Beau Bridges in there. You see Ryan Reynolds in there. I mean, you see so many celebrities from today who were in just a random episode of Outer Limits. And I don't know what show we have today that does this. Like just episodes that aren't necessarily tied together. The little series where it runs a show, it runs a story like Twilight Zone or Outer Limits. And these little actors who are in them. And then 10, 15, 20 years from now, they're real big names, and you kind of can look at them and see where they kind of came in starting stuff.
Black Mirror.
I don't think there's a show out there that does that.
Black Mirror. Have you seen Black Mirror?
Does it? No.
You need to watch it. I think it's got several seasons on Netflix. It's like Twilight Zone, but it's all based around like, what if we took this piece of technology and it like in the future it ruined our life type thing. But it's all very grounded. Like it's like Twilight Zone where everything feels normal, but then there's like a few things off type thing. It's very good, very well done. And they're I think what they call that, episodic, where it's like they don't connect to one another. They're all
like an anthology.
Okay, so they're all okay.
Or is episodic the opposite? I don't know, but
I think I know they're both that way. Yeah, there's not like an
their own
overarching
thing, each one, and every once in a while they'll have like a really really popular episode, and then a couple seasons later they'll like revisit that same world. But for the most part, it's all its own thing. Really good. Every episode.
It's all its own.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna put it in there. 7 seasons from what I see.
7.
7.
Nice. No, I didn't know it was that many. Okay, cool. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay. Justin, what about you? What have you been watching?
So on our last podcast, one of our guests recommended The Green Knight. So I watched that because I just saw it on Netflix and I'm like, that looks cool. I like medieval stuff. I like history. Yep. And what? I don't. If anyone's seen The Green Knight, what?
I watched it too.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry,
it's like,
I can't believe it. I was on that thread. I was reading the comments.
It feels like it's going to be a good movie. Like it has a good setup and it's got like a good set of actors and like the cinematography is really cool. The cinematography is the only thing that like kept me watching. And then, okay, like halfway through the movie, he like picks up some mushrooms and eats the mushrooms, and then he starts going on a little bit of a trip. But I'm like, wait, if he just now ate the mushrooms, what was the rest of the movie? Because the whole thing feels like a trip. Oh my goodness. And I kept watching thinking, okay, it's going to have like a strong ending, and it's going to make me go, it's going to make me think, it's going to like change my worldview. And then it like didn't. So I'm either too stupid or not stupid enough to enjoy that movie. I don't know which one it is, but like it had cool aspects, but I will never watch that again, I don't think. And then
I watched it on 4 TikToks, and I remember seeing like a scene in it, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And you click on the movie, and then you watch like 4 people who talk about it, and then you're like, oh, I got the movie. Took me like 8 minutes, so sorry about that.
It's weird.
I could have spared you.
Yeah.
The other thing I watched,
pretentious.
Yeah, very pretentious. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I watched though was The Talented Mr. Ripley with Matt Damon, like a little baby. He's just a baby. Matt Damon and Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it for a bit. That movie was fantastic. And Jude Law. I really enjoyed that movie. It took a little bit to get started. Like for the first third of it, you're like, what are we doing here? And then it really picks up, and I love that movie. It was really well done, and really Matt Damon, that dude's a chameleon.
Yeah,
and very creepy. And
underrated.
I don't know how he goes
He
from
can do no
that
wrong.
to Born Identity. That's a leap.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm caught up on For All Mankind, and as of this recording, the fifth season hasn't been released yet. So there's only 4 seasons out, and I have to say that I loved the first season, and I did not care for the second or third seasons. And I was just like, I'm so sorry I recommended this show. But the fourth season redeemed itself quite a bit for me, and I think I might have mentioned this. So it's basically by decade. So the first season is like late 60s into the 70s. Second season is in the 80s, then the 90s, and the early 2000s. The most recent one. So they're spending a lot more time on Mars now, which I thought was really interesting. It's kind of gotten away from the grounded aspect of it, which I thought was really kind of cool, where it showed like how hard it was to actually land on the moon. They've kind of just glossed over a lot of that stuff now. It's like, and then we landed on Mars, and then we built this, and you don't really get to see the slowness of it anymore. But yeah, it's been hit or miss since the first season. It started great, but it's just okay. So I'm so sorry if I led someone astray and said you have to watch this, because it started great, but
don't you hate it when you recommend something before you've finished it?
Yeah.
Like I did that to you.
That took a turn
with the Netflix movie, the Frankenstein movie, because the first half I was like, "This is awesome," and I remember texting you being like, "You got to see this," because I know you like the book as well. And then it kind of like nosedives there at the end. I was like, dang it, I recommended it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Really should watch the whole movie before I make a recommendation.
Well, speaking of movies I haven't seen but I want to recommend, Dune Part 3, the trailer came out for that, and the new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailers both premiered this week. So
yes.
You guys have seen both of those? Yes?
Yep.
What are some of your just kind of opening thoughts on those?
I think it looks fantastic.
Which one are we talking about, Corey?
I think the Spider-Man, you're talking about Far From Home, or not the Far From Home, the new
Day
trailer, right?
Yeah, Brand New Day.
Brand New Day. Yeah. I can't keep them straight, but I think it looks fantastic.
They all have terrible titles, in my opinion.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that part. I would like to know how Tobey Maguire is, or not Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland. See, I can't keep him straight. Tom Holland is hanging upside down on his butt on that beam in the beginning, but Spider-Man sticky everywhere?
They did that in Into the Spider-Verse, didn't they? Or Across the Spider-Verse. Doesn't Miles do that?
Like sitting?
Yeah.
His butt cheeks got the little gripper?
I think they did that in the animated one.
All right. Well, I guess I would have thought it's just his hands and his feet, but good for him.
Yeah.
I think it looks great. I love that they're bringing in Frank Castle. I love that they brought in the Hulk.
Bruce Banner.
Is it Jean Grey we're seeing in there?
Bruce Banner.
I don't know. Bruce Banner.
I'm a little worried they're going to nerf Frank.
Nerf him?
He works best as an R-rated character.
No. So
He went to say it. They covered his mouth.
No, it's not just that. It's like
I have a take on
gory.
that. I have a take.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Spider-Man works best when he needs New York. Like anytime there's a Spider-Man movie and he's not in New York, I'm like, what's going on? What are you doing?
Sure.
But it looks like this is in New York quite a bit, so we're fine. But Spider-Man needs a foil. Like he needs a character alongside him as like a contrast. And Wolverine does that really well in the comics because Wolverine's like super crass and rough, and Spider-Man's just like a jokey little kid, and they have like a really great dynamic. And Punisher and Spider-Man have that dynamic too, where Punisher just kind of wants to like kill people, and Spider-Man never really lets him. And the fact that Frank in the trailer is about to say the F word and then Spider-Man webs him up right before, I think we can take the R-rated Punisher from the Netflix and put him in the Spider-Man universe next to Spider-Man quite easily, because Spider-Man can like shut him down, still keep the PG-13 rating, but still stay true to the character.
Okay.
And I think it's like it's going to work for everything. And I just want to be excited about the MCU again, Craig. Let me be excited.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something amazing. I mean, it's not long.
This looks amazing.
He's going to get
summer.
He's getting organic webs, right? We all know that.
Seems to be going that direction, yes.
It's like that's his mutation.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with that. I know people get mad about that. It's a
Bear
choice.
with me here.
I mean, that stuff happens in the comics too, though, right? He goes more spidery and stuff. Well, I know that happened in the Spider-Man the animated series.
On this scene right here.
Yeah, but he like breaks out into.
Do we think that there's something CGI'd out here?
I don't know, Corey. Maybe.
I mean,
like they did that in the last one. Sorry.
If that's the hand, there might be Daredevil in that scene as well.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, someone else is in there.
Yeah. I mean, they've already introduced Daredevil with Spider-Man in the last film.
Yeah, briefly.
Well, Matt Murdock, I guess. But yeah, we can put him back in there. And he's firmly in, the Disney universe with his TV show.
For sure.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm much more excited.
I don't think you can.
Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I was just saying, Spider-Man's one of those movies everybody rallies behind. Like, you get tired and trilogies break down and stuff. Like, this is, I don't know, Spider-Man's the greatest character. You've got Tobey Maguire did 3, Andrew Garfield did 2, should have done 3, and Tom Holland's got, what's this, the third, fourth?
This is the fourth one, yeah.
Fourth one. I mean,
this is
Spider-Man's a character people don't get tired of.
No, this
Plus,
is the fourth
you've got the Spider-Verse. They should have a Miles Morales live-action movie by now. I mean, it's a character that people just love.
Yeah. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse, all those movies are wonderful.
No, see, we got Homecoming against the Vulture. We got Far From Home against Mysterio, and then No Way Home, which has all three of them. Yeah.
And
that was a beautiful.
That's the other thing I was going to mention though, is like he hasn't really done a solo movie. Not really,
because he's always had Tony.
He's all he's. I mean, it's like I think there's a balance, and I think that they've been leaning a little bit too far into he has someone to play off of, where it's almost like okay, he's not a. I don't know what they're saying. Like clearly, Spider-Man's a big enough character to carry his own movie. Are they saying Tom Holland's not a big enough actor to carry his own movie?
Well, I think they were a little bit passing the torch, but in this case, like the Punisher is not a bigger character in the Marvel universe.
No, he's not.
In the MCU than Spider-Man. So this will be Spider-Man's movie featuring the Punisher. Whereas before, I think
this might be the
Robert
first one
Downey Jr. was like his. Robert Downey Jr. was the draw for a lot of people. Like people loved him in the MCU.
Yeah.
I also think it's past the days of standalone movies, one guy, one fight, and that's it. Like you can't do that anymore. People want a universe. They want it connected somehow, and they want to see somebody come in. So
I just want a good story, though. I don't care who many people are in. I just want a good story.
Yeah.
Well, and I will fight anyone on this. I think of all the MCU villains, like Spider-Man's villains in the MCU have been consistently the best. Like the Vulture was amazing. Mysterio I just loved Mysterio. That whole movie was great, except for it wasn't in New York. That was sad. Yeah. And then the third
outside
one,
of Loki, the MCU's had a villain problem for a while.
Yeah, and then Far From Home, that one, I think you and I have talked about this, Craig. But once you get past the like extreme remember berries in that movie, I don't think that movie holds up super well. Like it's cool of what it did.
Yeah.
With including all the Spider-Mans and like combining the worlds, but it's kind of a messy movie in terms of pacing.
It really is, and like it's kind of nonsensical that we would have to do this curse that would do all that. Like there's simpler ways to have done that, for sure. Yeah, it's a plot contrivance. Corey likes the member berries.
I love it. I love them.
I love the member berries.
Only problem I have with that movie is that they didn't bring in Miles Morales. They should have brought in a live Miles Morales in that movie.
Who's your Miles Morales cast, Corey?
I don't know. They need to cast somebody, but as soon as they should have
Tom Holland's not old enough to like pass the torch.
That's true.
That's my thing. Like he needs to be.
Maybe he would. Maybe he would come from.
But he still looks like he's 14.
Maybe he'd come from Tobey Maguire's universe and then end up in Tom Holland's, and they do like a buddy cop thing.
Yeah, either one of Garfield or Maguire are old enough for it. That would make sense.
Maguire though looks older,
Yeah. Okay. So nothing.
We should just have a whole episode.
I'm excited
about Spider-Man.
I'm way more excited about Dune because I just love that book series, and I'm concerned that they're saying it's a conclusion when they're also saying it's based on Dune Messiah, which is the second in the trilogy, the original 3 parts of Paul's story. So I got a feeling they're going to combine things. This isn't really that hot a take. I think a lot of people have already said that. That they'll combine Dune Messiah and Children of Dune together. Because if they're going to end Paul's story, they have to get through Children of Dune, or at least the events of that, however they're going to do that. So,
I just think they've gone off the rails from the books, which I know you and I have differing opinions on if that's okay.
It's not. It's not okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what else is based on a book? Jaws. Segue.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's what we're talking about today. We're actually... Did you see that coming? We are... Tonight, we are officially starting our Steven Spielberg series with not his first movie, but his first movie that we really want to talk about, his first mainstream hit, Jaws from 1975, and which is unbelievable. It's 50. It'll be 51 this summer. So, guys, what are your overall thoughts on Jaws? I'm starting with you, Justin.
I freaking loved it overall. This is only the second time I've seen Jaws because it was banned in my house growing up. Let me tell you a funny story. I don't think my mom... So my mom really cocooned us to make sure we didn't get any, like, bad media, you know? I'm very sheltered, even as an adult. So you guys all thought I was, like, an alpha male. No, I'm very sheltered. But my mom rented that movie from the library because it was PG. And she rented this one, and she rented Airplane. Airplane is also PG. And I remember one day we watched Airplane.
Your eyes were opened.
Yeah, and there was a scene in that movie, for those of you that have seen Airplane, there's a scene that's very not PG. And my mom, like, ran and turned off the TV, and she's like, well, let's watch Jaws. I've heard that's really good. And then, the opening scene in Jaws, and it's not, like, as bad as Airplane, but there's
nudity in that too,
just a little bit. So I watched
it's a lot, but it's quick.
Jaws like 4 or 5 years ago for the first time. I was like, I'm a man, I can watch this now. And then I watched it again this week for the podcast. And I really like old movies, like movies in the 70s and 80s, especially if they're set in the 70s and 80s, because I feel like it's a little like historic time capsule of how people looked and dressed and spoke, and how, towns look. I think it's really fun to watch. I really like it. And it's a time before CGI, and the acting and the drama and the set design, costume design, everything feels more real and rugged. Like it wasn't... Not everything is perfectly manicured, and I like that in this movie. It feels like lived in. It feels like everyone's sweaty all the time, and their hair's messy, and their beards are not trimmed. And their clothes look lived in. I love that. And this movie checked all those boxes for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Your poor mom.
Mom, I guarantee you, she picked a couple winners right there.
I mean, those are great films. I love both of those.
There's no way she would have loved Quint the rest of the movie either, because she would have, his mouth and his songs. She would have been like, "Are you kidding me?"
And you know what's funny now is she will recommend shows to me or movies to me that Justin, you should watch Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is fantastic. I'm like, mother. That is filthy dirty. But she's totally cool with that stuff now, but as a kid she was nope.
That's awesome.
I don't know if my mom listens to these. Sorry, Mom.
Corey, what are your thoughts on Jaws?
This movie ruined me. This movie ruined my childhood. And thank you, Steven Spielberg, and thank you for doing that, taking it away from me. I cannot swim in the ocean. I will never swim in the ocean unless a boat sinks, and even then, it's this. I remember watching this as a kid, and it ruined me. I even sometimes think like a swimming pool. You got to double check, just make sure there's no sharks in there, because this movie there were sharks, and it changed everything.
Thalassophobia.
It is. It's the fear. I don't know what that is.
It's the fear of big unknown spaces. And I don't have a fear of water. I freaking love water, but I have a fear of the ocean because I don't know. There are miles of nothing underneath me. I don't know what's there. And this movie just punched my phobia in the face. I hated it.
Yes. I remember one time I was swimming in the Bahamas and I was snorkeled out really far when I was in college with some buddies, and we had to come back, and so I started swimming back, and I realized I was like way off the shore, and the Bahama water you float, and I was swimming as fast as I could, and I would stop, and I was the only one out there. Like everybody else was already at the beach, and I still had like a quarter mile to go or something, and I would stop and look out, and the water would just get darker as it went, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the movie Jaws. This is where this shark comes swimming. Dun, 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 dun. And so I'd swim as fast as I could, stop and look. Swim as fast as I could, stop and look. Anyway, see, because of this movie, it ruined me. But no, I absolutely love this movie. I think the characters are fantastic. I don't know who the main character is. Is it Brody? Is it
There isn't one.
Hooper? Or is it Quint? Because all three nail their roles so perfectly. Mm-hmm. It's a 3-character movie. And the shark is a character too. That's the thing. You don't get a point of view from him until Hooper goes in the water. So I think this movie is incredible. I'm shocked at kind of researching a little bit and finding out there was tensions on the set, because I feel like those characters were so perfect together and how they talked. And Quint, I mean, you tell me what other person nails the role so good that you just you look at that man, you can't help but laugh and sing, and I still to this day say some of the things that he says. Like I'll walk away, singing that song all the time, like farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Like I'll sing that as I'm walking through the house, like, all right, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. The character, the mayor, I hate that guy.
Yep.
Like his slogans for like Amity Island, we're going to feed the economy one way or another. So like he is terrible.
Yeah.
He's terrible. You love to hate him.
Okay, so like,
but it's a great movie.
Having not seen this movie a whole lot, you always hear so much crap about the mayor. And after watching it, I'm like, he's not like, I got to get reelected and let's keep this open. Like, he's doing it for the livelihood of the town. I don't think he's that bad of a guy. Like, he's like, these people have businesses to run. We thrive off tourism. But never in there is he trying to, like, line his own pockets or, like, prop up his like, his campaign. I'm going to say he's not a bad guy. He's looking out for the people.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a douchebag for
we'll
sure.
talk more about that, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's something we'll have to stew on. This is a movie. I love this movie too, and I don't know how many times I've seen it. I've probably seen it a dozen times, and I wish I couldn't, because this came out the year I was born, like 6 months before I was born. But I wish I could see this in the theater. I really would love to see this movie in the theater. That's like kind of my biggest takeaway from this, because it absolutely still works. It's, even though I've seen it, I know what's going to happen. I know exactly who dies and when they die. There are still moments of just great tension, just because of like the way that it's shot and the music and all the things. It's remarkable how well of a fine-tuned movie this is, despite all of the incredibly crazy production woes. And I'm going to talk about this a lot. There's lots of good documentaries. There's a newer one from last year, Jaws at 50. Which is readily available. It's on Disney Plus and many other places. Like, it comes if you buy Jaws, it's there. But they will talk a lot about all the crazy stuff, way over budget. The shark breaks. So there's a lot of stuff. I mean, this movie's 50 years old. If you're listening to this episode, you probably know a lot of this lore, but you can't see that while you're watching the film. Like, the film works so well. You would never think, wow, they barely got this thing off the ground. No, it's a perfect movie, in my opinion.
Yes.
Oh, perfect movie. Perhaps, but I feel like we've been throwing that around too much recently.
Characters.
Well, we've been watching a lot of good movies.
Background.
Well, we did just do Christopher Nolan, so.
Yeah.
You know what works with this, Justin? Because it goes back to the point where you said there's a lot of nostalgia that you look at in the movie and how people lived back in 75 and what the earth and the world was. And I feel like you definitely see filming back then versus filming now. There was a lot of scenes that were long and quiet and drawn out. Mm-hmm. Like the scene where he's playing with his son and his son's mimicking his expressions.
Let's go ahead and dig into that, Corey. Let's just keep going on that.
Give me a kiss. But I feel like this movie gives you that nostalgia, but it gives you a little bit more. You can't pull off that character building in the same way anymore in movies.
Movies
You got to get there quicker. Now. We need it fast.
It has time. Yeah.
This is just going to be like three boomers ranting about the past. Or this episode is just going to be back in my day.
None of us are boomers, Justin. That's not how this works.
I don't want to see that in every movie. I only want to see that in a movie from that period. I don't want to see that in a movie today. I will be honest about that.
Yeah, like, and I think I've said this almost as like a negative for some old movies. Like sometimes old movies, I feel like they don't, they're not as quick to cut and chop and edit things, and sometimes it feels like scenes drag on. But in a way, I like that because you get the extra little tidbits. Like today, it feels like every single scene is like we are pushing towards a character arc. We are pushing toward world building. Like there's not just scenes for the sake of scenes. And I feel like this had a lot of that, but in a good way. Like it made you feel almost like you're part of the town a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Which was nice.
But it also built the tension on the ocean.
Yeah.
Like some of those scenes were drawn out, and you're like, oh gosh, the boat again. Oh gosh, the barrels again. But it was like building the tension that there's a shark out here, and I know it. And I haven't seen him. Yeah. I see a barrel pop up, and I know he's here. His presence is felt. He's lurking beneath the water, which I still think if I go to the ocean, I'm not going to swim in it.
See, I love what you guys are saying all this, because another thing I was going to talk about, and it kind of blends together with what we've just now been talking about, is that this movie really, in a lot of ways, feels like two different movies kind of slapped together, and that you have this whole like kind of horror movie, you know, that this crazy thing is coming up and killing people. We have to investigate, and then we do this to try and stop it, and somebody else dies, and then all of a sudden it switches into like this adventure movie where they go on the hunt. They go on the offensive, right? It's been defensive for this first half of the movie. And then we spend all this time out in the ocean with just these three characters that we have spent time with building these little moments, like Brody and his son. We spent a little bit of time seeing all of them interact. So now we're invested in these guys. We know these characters enough that we can go out on the ocean and spend an hour with them where it's very slow. And we still have slow moments, like sitting around and, you know, showing us, you know, showing off our scars and talking about the Indianapolis, and like there's a lot of slow character moments.
And you don't even
movie.
get a farewell to any of those other characters, which is fine. But they get on that boat, and you never see the city again, or you never see that town. Nope. It's gone.
It's over. Their scenes are done.
That's true.
The first half a little bit felt almost like a murder mystery too, where they're was it a boat? Was it this tiger shark? Was it the great white? Like what is it? They're still looking for it. That's
for sure.
His wife never thought to say, hey, we should call in the Coast Guard. We haven't seen him in 2 days. Like, I mean, nobody ever, you know.
Maybe she did.
Well, I mean, he did. Like,
but we never have a flashback to the shore scene.
The one time she called in, you know, Quint told her everything was fine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
let's dig in more to the cinematography. And like, I have a ton.
Yes.
So I'm going to go last. I'm going to go Corey first. So composition, color, camera work. What are some of the things you want to pull out? Because there's so much.
There's so much, Craig, and I know you're going to bring it up, but I have to bring it up because I don't think any other show has ever done it justice. Is the dolly zoom vertigo shot in this movie?
We all had that,
right?
I
know we all have it. Let's start with it because it's the most essential, pivotal cinematography moment.
So many movies do it, Corey. So many.
They do,
Fellowship
but
of the
none
Ring.
of them have pulled it off as well as like the. Okay,
I would
Lord
agree.
of the Rings might do it.
I don't know if it's as good as this though. Like it is effective in Fellowship, but
the way he does this, where he's sitting there and the beach just wraps around him on the dolly zoom, and I can't remember. Are they zooming? They're pulling back but zooming in or something, and it makes it wrap.
Yeah, the camera pulls back while zooming in at the same time.
And there's some YouTube videos that talk about this, and I watched them. And nobody ever, like some of the ones in this period up till recently. Now it's digital, so it's very smooth. Nobody ever did it as smooth as Spielberg did.
Yeah, they laid track on the beach.
It was smooth how he did it versus other ones now where there's just, you can tell where the track is hitching or something. So, I mean, that's just amazing. And it really does draw you this vertigo effect of what you should have with a shark. So I love that. You want more?
I did a video editing class with students last year, and I really, really liked the dolly zoom. Like I was glazing it with all the kids. I was like, this is awesome. It's like the coolest thing ever. And we have like some really crappy iPad minis that we practice video editing techniques and like filming techniques on. And they all tried the dolly zoom with an iPad mini, and it just... it just doesn't, because they couldn't ever remember, like, do I back up and then zoom in, or do I zoom out while I walk forward? And like it just never worked. Like the cameras were not they couldn't like shift their focus fast enough for that to work. And anyway, it looks really bad, but they tried their hardest, and I like watching.
And they know what it is.
Yeah,
which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Was Hitchcock the one that came up with this first?
That's the popular theory is that Vertigo was the first time it was used in a, like, it might have been used before, but that's the most commonly accepted. This is the first time in a major motion picture.
Because I'm looking at when it was used in Vertigo in 1958, and then not again, like at least majorly, until 1975. So I wonder if audiences in 1975 are like, "What was that?
Yeah,
that's crazy."
Yeah, I think so.
The other thing that I had for cinematography, I had two things, but one, the part about when Quinn is on the boat driving, and they're trying to get back to shore to draw him into the shore and drown him. It's like the only time that I felt like I actually saw fear for Quint, like with how he was acting. And still to that moment, like the boat's chugging and it's hurting. And Hooper says, "Quinn, you can't push it like that. Don't put so much pressure on it in the engine." Immediately Quinn gets a look, and then they zoom in and you see him just hammer down the throttle and just max it out. Like, don't tell me, you city boy, what to do with my boat. And so he hammers it up, pushes the throttle, blows his engine, because then the next shot is the engine sucking in the black smoke and then catches fire. And then you see Quint at the top doing this, and he's actually like bouncing, and it's like fear, I think, setting into him. And I feel like they played it finally. This is the moment where you see Quint is actually scared. He's never had this happen, and he thinks the shark might win. And so I felt like they did that with the camera work real well.
And the difference, I guess you're talking about Quinn, but like all three of those main characters have very different personalities based on where they are too. Like Brody, when he's on land, is kind of in charge and he's the lead. He gets on the boat and he very much like pulls himself back. And then Quint, he's kind of the same everywhere, but he definitely has more of an attitude when he's on his own boat. And then who's
Hooper?
Hooper. Yeah, Hooper's the other one where he has a very different personality when he is in like that autopsy room with the girl. Like he is very commanding and very bossy, whereas everywhere else he's almost like subservient but frustrated by it. So like depending on where they are, they're going to feel different. They're going to act differently, and like the film almost revolves around that. And then when it puts all three of them together, it creates that tension on that boat.
Yeah, you make a good point. Like especially with Brody, the shot where they're looking down on him and he's supposed to be pumping water off the boat is very childlike. How he's standing down there with the thing and then just throws it on the ground and climbs the ladder up top of the boat.
Well, he's the only one wearing a life preserver too. That's another.
Yeah, and it's
and you
very
can't look
like
cool wearing a life preserver. There's no way.
No, and you can't. And he's got this thing, and he's like, "What am I doing down here?" Like a kid, that shot is looking down on him.
Yep.
Kind of presenting him as a little.
It's a good take.
Younger,
Yeah, it's like the vulnerability of the downward shot there for him.
The last thing I had was you never really get a lot of Jaws shots from his point of view, the shark's point of view, under the water in his territory until Hooper gets in the cage and goes under. Like in the show, you get a few, like with Kittner, where he gets him. Oh, they go under the water.
If you think about it, is Jaws' point of view.
Okay, yes. But other than that, like it's like after the cage goes in the water, now we're getting sharks, and that's when they cut to some real life footage of sharks, and to kind of throw it in there. Those are way too small to be Jaws, but they throw it in there, and so then you're getting a lot more of the battle back and forth, and him attacking the cage, and some real footage they use in there. Now we're in the sharks world. Everything else, the whole movie is building underneath. Like he's underneath, and we're up here, and we're in his world, but we can't see him until he pops up here and there. And I felt like they do that a lot with the show. They kind of keep those cinematography shots where Jaws is under the surface and we never know where he's at, and you have fear for that because he's underneath and you don't see him.
Yeah, the whole thing like is framed. Almost every shot or every scene, I guess there are several shots, and a good chunk of the movie is the lower half of your screen is ocean, and that ocean at all times is like, we don't know what's there. You don't ever see the monster, and it sounds like based on the I guess mechanical malfunctions of the shark, that wasn't entirely intentional, but the fact that you see the monster so few times, like I can't verify this, but I read somewhere that it's only on screen for like 4 minutes of the entire movie.
Wouldn't doubt it.
A total of 4 minutes. But it feels much more omnipresent because it's the water. You don't know like where that thing is. So the ocean is almost like an extension of that shark because it's unseen. Which there's a quote. I think it was okay. So I think a lot of people have said this, but like Stephen King has said it kind of more succinctly. But he says the monster is rarely as terrifying as the one we imagine. Like not showing the monster is good. And we see this in Star Wars Episode 5 with Luke in that Hoth ice cave.
Yeah.
One of the earlier cuts of that Hoth ice cave is I don't think you see the Wampa, the big like abominable
you don't see
snowman
him.
thing.
Yeah.
And then I think in the in one of the later cuts, damn, what was that called?
Well, from the special edition on, we see him eating. We see him eating.
Yeah, you see it more, whereas before you never saw it, and I think it was way scarier when you never saw it. And this movie does a really good job of never really showing the shark, and if you do, it's just like right below the surface, and you just see like a quick shadow of it. And I love that. And again, maybe it was because the shark was malfunctioning, but he made it work to his advantage, and it's friggin' terrifying.
Yeah,
I love it.
So I think I think we'll talk about this again when we get to Jurassic Park. I think this movie and Jurassic Park has a lot in common, and that's one of the reasons that it does. That we don't see, especially at the beginning, we don't see the dinosaur. We see, like, we might see eyes. A lot of times we see the effects more than we see the actual thing, and it's scarier that way.
Yeah.
So I noticed, and I know as much as we start doing all of these movies, we'll start seeing some of these very common camera moves. Because that I just like, that's vintage Spielberg.
This felt a lot like Jurassic Park, though.
Yeah.
And I mean, I grew up watching that. I did not grow up watching this, and obviously, Jurassic Park came second. But I'm like,
I mean, I just think that there's always like a shot of like the horizontal tracking shot. He starts at the beginning, like it just goes along the beach, like from left to right, and just kind of pans across. Like that is such a vintage Spielberg shot. I mean, I'm thinking of there's a shot in Raiders that's like that. There's that same shot is that way, or like, you know, between or like behind bushes with like light and shadows and that kind of stuff. There's some of that in this film.
A lot of foreground obstruction, like all throughout.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you never see anything fully in frame. It's always like, is there something hiding there? What is that? Like,
which leads me to the thing I wanted to talk about. Like, and Corey, I love that you brought up the dolly. We have to talk about the dolly zoom like a ton. But the thing that I love about that makes that work even better is the setup for that. Because it's like it's this shot of Brody, and then someone walks in front of him, and then it's a zoom into him a little bit more, and then another one zooms in front of him, and then it's zoomed in even more, and continually doing that, and you see him trying to look to see the whole time, and we can't see either because it's blocking us. We also, you know, that one guy comes up, and, hey, these kids are bothering me, and like he's looking over, and he's in our foreground. Like, I'm trying to see the beach too.
I want to see it. I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I watched this with my wife, and my wife was sitting next to me, and she kept going like.
So effective at that. And just, you know, and the color thing in this one, this was I didn't point this out, but this was something I found in my research. I was like, yeah, obviously, is how little red there is in this film, except for the blood. Like the lifeguards, you'll see their uniforms are red, and the blood, and that's it. So that when we do see the blood, it stands, it pops.
The dolly zoom was a red tint, wasn't it? It was, but yes.
So between that and then you also have lots of yellow, which is interesting. Like Alex Kintner's little raft is yellow, which yellow is typically happiness and optimism. And it's like we just punctured that and it's covered in blood. And then like we also like after Alex dies, the mayor's sports coat is yellow. So it's going back to that guy is oblivious. Like he's just we're just going to pretend this didn't happen. And so whether or not he's a villain or not, he's you know, he's willfully ignorant about what's going on. And I think that's, you know, he's fighting against Brody he's overstepping his bounds, but Brody's like, I'm trying to keep people safe. He's like, no, you don't have the authority to do that.
Like you could totally reframe this movie though, where the mayor is the hero and Brody is the bad guy.
Like a Wicked style version of Jaws where he's the main character. You could do a Wicked
style version of Jaws where it's just very
sympathetic
towards
the mayor.
Like what,
those
like
$100.
Like the mayor has like some sick kid, in this new version, and he's just trying to like keep the town propped up so like the only doctor in town treating his kid doesn't move away. See, it's a whole thing.
Brothers or something. Can we do that?
Yeah.
He and Quinter Brothers.
Over $10,000. That's
oh my gosh. Okay, my last thing I want to point out, because I didn't notice this before, but we talk about how slow things are and how methodical they are. But when the mayor comes to stop Brody Brody's going to go out and pull the Boy Scouts in and shut down the beach for the very first time. Brody gets on the ferry, and then the car comes up behind him, and it stays on Brody, and the camera just stays on them, even though the ferry goes out into the water and pulls around, and it's like a 2 or 3 minute long shot, just one continuous shot, and they're having this conversation, and it just adds to the tension of this conversation where they're kind of just, it's like a pissing contest, but it's even more tense because they're not cutting away.
Yes.
And it's engrossing. It's like
suspense.
You don't see those long stinking shots like that. And I love them.
I'm not going to leave this mayor's the good guy thing. Footloose. Who is the good guy in Footloose? Kevin Bacon,
Ren.
right?
Yes.
Because Kevin Bacon just wants people to dance. He just wants them to live their life.
Get the sticks out of their butts.
And get the sticks out of their butts. But
John
in
Lithgow
this
is not
movie,
the villain.
Brody is putting sticks in people's butts. He's trying to be like, no fun. And the mayor's like, everyone should just dance. Or in this movie, go to the beach. Like, the mayor is Kevin Bacon in Footloose.
The mayor. And there's your soundbite.
The mayor is so creepy when he tells the one guy to get in the water with his grandkids.
Yes.
To be the first ones.
Why aren't you out in the water?
At that moment, I thought, oh, hell no, is someone going to tell me? Like, here, and they just grab their little grandkids to walk off like sacrifices.
Brutal.
I was like, what? Forget the mayor. You just lost some votes.
Not because they can't, not because they won't vote for you, because they can't, because they did.
Swim at your own risk, but please still swim. We need the money.
All right.
Okay, so Kevin Bacon's character in Footloose, his name is Ren.
Yes.
Is the mayor's name Ren? Because this a grown-up Kevin Bacon?
No, it's
That's
not.
my theory. He moved to a different town and changed his name.
Fan theories.
It's Larry, and also this is, 10 years before that.
And everyone knows that Ren is short for Larry. And
let's talk about
Footloose
sound,
was made in
shall we?
1984, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, okay, 9 years. It's a prequel. All right, sound. Justin, I'm going to start with you.
I would like to start with that. Okay, so Foley? Sound and Foley? Foley. Okay, I always mispronounce that word. It's one of those words like you read but you never hear. Which is funny because it like means sound. Anyway, so I don't know if I like this or I don't like this, but in older films, the sound and Foley, like they are not as precise with it. Like you can tell there are mics on set that are just recording everything that's going on. And it's a little jarring at first. Like one of the first scenes where Brody and his wife and the kid are in the kitchen and like Brody's on the phone. Also, why do they have two phones in that house? Is that a thing?
He had a police phone and a home phone.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
So they're in the kitchen and the wife is talking to the kid while Brody is on the phone and the wife is like washing hands of the kid and stuff like that. And like all those sounds are hitting your ears equally. There's no like differentiation in volume levels. And maybe that's there to like create the chaos of the scene. Like look how chaotic this guy's house is. But I feel that way about a lot of older movies where they don't prioritize the dialogue as much. Like you can hear people shuffling around, like you hear their feet on the ground.
We're going to experience that a lot.
Yeah, and
you're right, because there's a specific scene in Jurassic Park where Spielberg does the opposite of that and focuses on the conversation in front, and then in the background it goes silent and you just see the actors fake talking.
Those family scenes, like I'm thinking like you're going to see that in Close Encounters, you're going to see that in E.T. Like
and I don't think it's an intentional choice. I think it's
I think it is. I think it's very much like
I think it's just
chaotic.
like how they like it's the movie. Like
made movies back then.
They didn't have the sound and Foley.
It's a stylistic choice, one way or the other.
I like it though. Like it.
Yeah.
I like it, but in my opinion, like real life doesn't
was.
sound like that. I don't hear like people walking as much as I hear them talking.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But it's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I just I think it's interesting.
Something different.
So sound, and then something else. Man, I'm just getting like real nostalgic for old movies. The dialogue doesn't feel as rehearsed. Like in today's movies, you have one person talking and then they'll stop, and then the other person will talk and then they'll stop, and then the other, and they just go back and forth and they talk and talk and talk. Or if there's a group of people, everyone will kind of take their turns. That's not how real life is. In this though, there's like overlapping conversations to where like the subtitles on my screen were like spazzing out because it didn't like know who to focus on. It just feels, I mean, the same thing what I said with like the hair and the makeup and the set design. It feels chaotic and it feels real and it feels lived in. So does all that dialogue. It's almost like they didn't they rehearsed individually, but they didn't rehearse together, and it creates a chaos.
It's almost like a documentary feel.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a vibe. Yeah. Like I do enjoy that. And now it just, man, I sound like such an old person. It seems too
because
polished
you're right
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brody and Hooper on the beach telling the mayor while the billboard was vandalized. That whole dialogue, I even thought to myself, my gosh, this is chaotic. They're both yelling at him at the same time, and he's just fending them both off.
Yep.
But it's exactly what you're saying. Like, it was just overlapped.
Yeah. And I don't know. I enjoy it, but I can understand why some people get turned off by that. Do we want to talk about the soundtrack yet, or save that for later?
Yeah, we can do it now.
Is there a more memorable soundtrack than Dun? Like that might be
2 notes.
I mean, it's freaking 2 notes, so it's kind of unfair.
They used it in the Airplane movie. The other one you weren't allowed to watch.
True. Wow, they're in the same universe.
Oh wait, no, that was Airplane 2. Sorry.
No, that's right. That was Airplane 2.
But even my kids who have no idea what Jaws is and never seen Jaws, I've never seen a shark movie. They know that sound and they know it means shark.
Yep.
Like, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is a couple things I want to say about that. First off, this is, and we're going to mention his name a ton, obviously. This is the first of many collaborations with John Williams. We're going to be talking about John Williams like repeatedly, but this
John
is the
Williams
first,
is the man.
This is the first time. And the thing that was pointed out to me, and it's in the much better show than ours, the soundtrack show with David Collins, did a whole series on this. I know.
No, so it's an awesome show. It's really
a fantastic sticking show. Is that he talked about the fact that that 2-note motif, we only hear it when Jaws is actually there. So at the beach, when it's the kids with the fake fin, we don't hear the music. You know Jaws is going to be there when that happens. They happen always. It's always together, with the one exception of that you're going to need a bigger boat. When that just you have that jump scare, freaking amazing shot, and all of that. We don't hear the dun. It just happens in this, so we get the jump scare, which wouldn't happen if you had it wouldn't work if you had music there. But no, those things are intrinsically they're tied together. It's always that is the shark, as you were saying.
Yeah.
Those freaking kids with that fake fin. What is your problem?
Oh man, those kids would have been.
But I love the fake out so much of that they're like, no, it's not real, and then it's like, oh crap, no, there he's over there, because you get the music, and then it's even worse.
You know, they never. Speaking of, he's over there. So right after that, Jaws bites that guy's leg off, or maybe kills him, and the leg is the only thing left.
Yeah, the guy's like, "Hey, kids, get out of the boat."
Hey, kids, what you doing over there?
We never.
The way he talks.
There's
terrible.
no follow up with that guy.
He dies.
Yeah, no, but they don't ever. There's nothing else.
There's footage.
He got crunched
in the documentary that I was mentioning, the Jaws at 50. There's a scene that actually Spielberg talks about that they filmed it and they show it where it's pretty gruesome of him getting mauled and whatever, but it got cut. They decided to cut that before even trying to submit.
Is that the scene where it's inside the mouth and you see him getting crunched?
I think so.
I think it is.
And like the little boy, he's trying to get the little boy out of his. He's got the little boy in his arms, like trying to get him out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question. Kind of off,
that's an editing choice.
How old were you guys when Jurassic Park came out?
I was in high school. I was like 16, 17.
Because I think the first time I saw Jurassic Park, I was like 6 or maybe even 5. And for a long time, that movie terrified me. And I'm wondering,
of that.
All things being equal, is Jaws or Jurassic Park would have been more terrifying to watch Jaws at 5 or Jurassic Park at 5?
Jaws.
You think Jaws?
Ruined my childhood.
I think Jaws. Because Jaws is real.
Dinosaurs ain't real. I mean, not anymore, but
that's
Jaws is
real. That's
real.
where I would go.
He's out there.
And I'm probably not going to go to Jurassic Park. They're all on the island, but I would go to the ocean where they're, you know.
I don't know. I feel like Jurassic Park, you're like isolated on that island, whereas on that
but
boat,
see, that scenario is
Jaws,
never going to happen.
But in Jaws, it's like, how do I avoid the monster? Oh, just don't go in the water. Boom.
Yeah,
So.
Brody's got the right idea. One of the things I do want to talk about is that as much as this movie is known for that song, like there's some great other music that's in this as well. Like there's kind of like that adventure theme when they go out to go hunt him. And it's kind of like a little jaunty, almost like a pirate kind of sound.
Felt weirdly out of place though. I liked it. But it was like,
it's
what
joyful. Yeah, it's kind of like, again, we're starting a different movie. Now we're on the hunt and it's an adventure and we're going to go kill that shark and everything's going to be just fine.
If this was made today, they would have made a whole separate movie, Jaws Part 2, and it would have been all on the ocean.
Probably.
Did anybody notice they brought that little jaunty tune back after he shot him with the first barrel?
Are you talking about the Farewell and Adieu?
No, not that one.
Oh,
no,
that
there
one,
was like a little. There was like the music change.
Yes.
The moment they got a first barrel.
Yep.
And he pulls that barrel off the boat, the music changed immediately and got all different. I mean, it was like.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah.
I mean, it might as well have been Pirates of the Caribbean kind of sounding.
That same cue comes back.
And then it fades real quick because then the rest of the day goes by and it does a sunset dissolve with Brody.
Yeah.
You know, about how long we're going to be out here. And it cuts him off. And then it changes to a darker tune.
Yeah.
And then they're back inside the boat. Anyway,
Okay.
But it was a very noticeable music change. Like, we've got the shark now. We've got a barrel on him, and it's like a victory against him. So
okay, I know what I was thinking of. So yeah, because you had mentioned the Farewell and Adieu, so that's some diegetic music where Quint is singing that. But they also use it non-diegetically. It becomes part of the soundtrack when Quint's overworking the boat at the end. You get to hear it again, but it's almost like it might be in a minor key or something. It's not a good thing.
Yeah,
and of course they sing "Show Me the Way to Go Home" right before the shark shows up.
Isn't that a great song? I love that one.
Yeah.
I love that song. And there's no music; it's just them singing.
Yeah, it feels real.
It is incredible. The three of them singing it. Just show me the way.
I really feel like they just got him drunk and they said, "All right, guys, just do it."
Quentin was drunk for that.
I'm pretty sure Robert Shaw was drunk on a lot of this movie.
Yeah, apparently he's a drinker.
Yeah, so
he looks like he'd be a drinker.
He looks like he's a gnarly dude. Love him as an actor though. We're already kind of talking about.
Sorry,
we're already talking about performance. So let's go ahead and. I mean, we've just I'm looking at. Well, we've talked about so much of what I already wanted to talk about.
I jumped over into dialogue too with sound. Sorry, but
do it. No, let's do some dialogue because there's a ton.
That's what I was saying. It's just like the natural overlapping.
Yeah.
Scenes with the dialogue.
Great freaking film. So.
It doesn't feel like anyone wrote this. It feels like all the actors are just talking to each other in character, if that makes sense.
My understanding is that the Indianapolis speech is not improv, but Robert Shaw also is a writer. Like he wrote plays and stuff. Like he rewrote that. So that's in a lot of ways is him just ad lib. It's like a longer ad lib that he made it for.
Oh, where he's telling about his time.
That monologue is phenomenal.
That monologue about the Indianapolis, yeah.
Yeah, that was
he paints that story so perfect.
Oh, it's so good.
Without a flashback or without, like, today we'd have a flashback or we'd have something. No, it is like just an old fisherman telling a story and you were captivated.
Black eyes, doll eyes. Just
doll's eyes. It took 6 an hour.
Yeah. Timing. So, other lines that we like from this movie that we haven't already said.
Oh my gosh, Craig, come on. We've got to talk about some of these extras that they picked. Okay,
we'll get there.
Steven Spielberg.
We'll get to that. We'll get to there.
Okay, are we doing dialogue?
We're doing dialogue.
Where are we at?
Yeah, dialogue.
I mean, you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah,
that's just hilarious.
It's such a good part
because he's Brody keeps saying it as if he's like shell shocked. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. Corey, you got to do the one about the shark cage. That's the one that when I first knew you were quoting that one.
Listen, okay, because I love Quint is like horrible and says some very terrible things, and I think he sings a song intentionally just to Brody's wife to tick her off, and she goes running off.
Yeah.
But there's a part where he's yelling at Hooper, and Brody and his wife are talking, and you just hear something gets dropped and you just hear Quint, son of a bitch, like just yells it. And I can't tell you how many times in my life I have said it that exact same way because of this movie, that I'm literally quoting the movie in a perfect situation in my life where I just sit there and I'm just like, something happens and I'm like, son of a bitch, and just yell it out.
Well, I'm gonna do a Hooper one.
Sorry for the cussing on the podcast, but
the autopsy scene. So this is not a boat accident, and it wasn't any propeller, and it wasn't any coral reef, and it wasn't Jack the Ripper. It was a shark. Just love the conviction of that. And he's just getting more and more upset that, like, you didn't report this?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the real problem in this movie is the freaking coroner guy, right?
Well, he's in the mayor's pocket.
Yeah.
The mayor told him to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
He changed it. And Brody even said, you'd swear by that? Yes, I would.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
And at that point, it's like
line,
Brody feels guilty because the boy died, but it's not Brody's fault. Brody is taking the advice of the expert.
It's the mayor.
It's the mayor's fault.
No, it's not the mayor. Mayor's the good guy.
It's totally the mayor.
Let's talk about a line that comes up everywhere. That's some bad hat, Harry.
Yeah.
Like that is an incredible line that he just...
Brian Singer's production company's name.
Yes,
from
and
this
it's
movie.
used in a lot of movies. You get that at the end of the credits, and it shows the...
Brian Singer.
Yeah, and it's some bad hat, Harry.
Mm-hmm. On the end of every episode of House. Like, Corey, I thought you were going to do the anti-shark cage bit. You do your Quentin.
Oh! You go in the water, shark goes in the water. Our shark. Farewell and adieu to the fair Spanish ladies. I love that scene, and I'm going to tell you this. Dana Carvey uses that in the movie Master of Disguise. He dresses like him, and he says that.
That's another bingo square. Master of Disguise.
You go in the water, shark goes in the water.
Yeah.
Our shark.
Our shark.
Ice cream man took the rest. I mean, that's just how he does it. It's fantastic. So, like, it's such a memorable scene right there.
I felt like this whole movie, and maybe it's just because I've been reading a series of unfortunate events with my kids recently, but I kept feeling that Quint at some point was going to be like, I'm Count Olaf. Like, he just gave that vibe very much. It's like, no, this is a different kind of movie. My bad.
Well, that one...
Now,
go ahead, Corey.
Oh. Well, I just think, like, his whole comments to Hooper, like, you can pick out any of his comments. He's very dismissive and derogatory and just trashing on Hooper the whole movie. And they did not get along, apparently, in the real behind the scenes. Like, those, like...
Robert Shaw and
Dreyfuss and Shaw were not.
No.
But Dreyfuss said, one-on-one, away from the show, he was fantastic. He was great. He was a very gentle soul. The moment they stepped on set, he became just a jackwagon to Richard Dreyfuss. And I got to believe he's just a character actor. And I don't, like he's just, in the movie, he has to be that way to him. And if he's just taking it, like Daniel Day-Lewis, he's a character actor and can't get out of character. Is that what actors are? Like, is this so hard that you can't play pretend for the camera and then turn it off, or you have to stay that way?
I mean, he's a method actor too with the drinking.
I think method actors.
Well, yeah,
I think that's so cool.
I mean,
they're probably jerks, but I like it.
Yeah,
you guys are pretending. It's not. Yeah. You're not really a shark fisherman guy.
No, he's in the 2006 Poseidon. I did not.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, that's
not Robert Shaw. Yeah, he's been in lots of stuff. He's in our next film as well.
I'm just looking at all the stuff he's in, and I know.
Robert Shaw died right after this movie.
Did he?
He got in a car accident.
The only other thing I've ever seen him in is The Sting, which he's also quite good in that. Which, if you guys haven't seen The Sting, our audience hasn't seen The Sting, Redford and Newman, just fantastic heist movie. Amazing. Period piece. Set in the 20s.
Yeah, his last movie is 1979.
Okay, so shortly after
he died in 78.
Well, the movie could have been in production. Any other quotes before we no, or resurrect an AI style like they did with Val Kilmer? You guys heard about this?
Oh, well.
What?
Oh yeah, that's a whole thing. I don't want to go too far off, but yeah, there's a thing.
What are they doing Val Kilmer for? Better be Batman.
No, it's not. We'll move on.
No, what is it for? Dang it, Craig.
I don't remember. I didn't read the thing. I just saw AI, and it was like it was on X today. So another good Shaw line, Robert Shaw Quint line though. Front, bow, back, stern. Don't get right, squirt. I'll throw your ass out the little window on the side. Wouldn't that be called a porthole? That's the thing. It's like that. I don't care about the name.
It's funny too that he's such a like crazy seaman, and then you see his boat, and I wanted to think, I wanted the Princess or the Luke Skywalker line. What a piece of junk!
Yeah,
like
the name of his boat.
You,
of
his
course,
place smelled.
Right?
The Orca.
The Orca. You know why it's named the Orca?
Because of the whale.
Yeah, and what are the orcas? What do orcas kill?
Oh, Moby Dick.
Oh
No, okay.
Ahab, Captain Ahab.
no, orcas kill sharks.
Oh, orcas kill sharks.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not a marine biologist. I don't know these things.
That's just the thing, though. That's why it's called the Orca. It's not random.
You know what else kills sharks? Climate change. He should have named it the climate change.
Exploding gas canisters.
That wasn't a thing in 1975.
Save the sharks.
Oh my goodness.
Don't save sharks. No, thank you.
I'm
thanks.
okay. They probably do something for the ecosystem. But
There's a whole thing in that Jaws at 50 documentary where they'll spend like 10 minutes talking about why we need to make sure to keep the sharks alive. I'm like, do we?
Nature's perfect.
They probably
predator.
do something.
I'm just going to tell you.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. If a perfect predator would have legs, so it could go on land and kill land creatures too.
No, well, the moment these guys get legs, you watch out. But they haven't evolved in 350 million years. So
I mean, it seems pretty imperfect if it hasn't evolved in 350 million years.
So
the megalodon.
We've talked about the fact that it's set in the 70s.
Sharks plus tornadoes. Sharknado.
Oh my gosh. Very firmly in the 70s. Wow.
Sorry.
That's
you're a tornado, Justin. The costumes, the big glasses, the mayor's suit that has little boat anchors on it. I mean, it's very 1970s, but I didn't mind it.
It is.
I thought it was weird. There's a scene where Brody is researching sharks. He's looking through the book, and you can see the reflection of the book very clearly in his glasses. His glasses are very reflective in that scene, and I thought, oh, the glasses throughout the film are going to be like reflective of things, and we're going to like get extra details of the scene based on the reflection of his glasses. And that's like the only scene that his glasses are ultra reflective.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I don't understand.
Because it looked cool.
Yeah, but how cool would it be if
it was
like
an encyclopedia? We don't have those
but it would
anymore.
be so cool if you like were looking at Brody's face, but in the reflection of his glasses, you see like a shark coming at him. That would have. I thought they were going to do that, and they never did that.
No.
I was disappointed.
All right. Let's move down to setting design, which we've kind of talked about a little bit. In fact, they shot this on Martha's Vineyard, and so on a location, which makes sense that like again, out of all the people in this movie, like 8 of them were like paid actors. All the rest of them, regular townspeople, including like the deputy, like actors you wouldn't think. Like the mayor's a real guy. The mayor, the main 3, the wife. The one guy.
The mayor was a real guy. He
Yeah.
was not. No, he wasn't.
Murray Hamilton. Yep. The guy who got his leg bit off was a stuntman. He was like, "Hey kids, get out of there."
You guys all right?
Yeah.
What about a what?
No,
that guy.
He's just a regular dude.
Miss Kittner. I bet like the mom of the boy that died.
Nope.
She's not a regular dude.
Nope.
Wait, she is or she isn't?
Also, no. She's just a townsperson.
Okay, yeah, because she was.
Yeah.
I'm always mean to women on these things. She was rough on the eyes, man.
The news. She looked really old. The news reporter that's like, "Hey, this is what happened," and he's on the beach, big tall guy with the glasses. That's Peter Benchley, the author of the book.
Oh,
A little cameo.
Huh?
Yeah, but everything else is just locals and vacationers.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, and Carl Gottlieb, he's one of the writers on this. He's the guy with the big red suit and the glasses. He's like a reporter. When they caught the tiger shark. That's it.
The fun lore about the harbor master, the guy that comes out when they're all on the boat chaos, when everybody's getting ready to go out and chase the shark. There's a guy who comes out and he's got a pipe, and he's got his snacks, and the police took over his place, the harbor master's place. They were on the phone in that. So that guy, Steven Spielberg, would eat lunch with him every day in this truck and just talk about, he would tell him stories about the fishermen and stuff. And Steven Spielberg put him in the movie in several shots. He's there. He's in the shot where they got the shark. And there's a whole write-up on that guy on his name, Daniel Poole, and he had no idea who Steven Spielberg was.
No.
And they're like, "Why are you eating with the director today?" And he's like, "Who the hell's Steven Spielberg?" Like, he didn't know.
Oh yeah, 1975. I don't.
And he's
think
just a regular townsperson guy, and Steven put that on like the characters. Like, these
Spielberg
are the kinds
had
of
only
things.
done TV, he'd done Duel, and done Sugarland Express.
Yeah.
That's it. This is the first really big thing. And I should mention this earlier. He's 27, and looks it like he's babyface in this, just pre-beard Spielberg. So he looks like he looks like
and
a
if
kid.
you're not on camera, if you weren't on camera, then people didn't know who you were.
Not then.
He's not on camera. He's behind the camera.
Yeah. So just some other things. Corey, you mentioned that some of that stuff is in swimming pools and tanks. Most of it's actually on the ocean, though, which is why this movie took so long to make and went so over budget. But again, the realism.
But you brought this up earlier today, Craig. The amount of money this movie made. A $9 million cost over budget from $4 million.
Yeah.
But turns around and pulls in $456 million.
And would you say that is in today's dollars?
$1.85 billion, because I looked it up.
This is the first blockbuster, right?
First summer blockbuster of all time.
Like, literally the line goes farther than the block. That's where the term comes from. Which is crazy.
Now you know, kids.
Now you know.
Just
why I won't swim in the ocean.
A couple of things I wanted to talk about prop-wise. The air tanks, where we have that beautiful foreshadowing. I call it Chekhov's. It's the Chekhov's gun thing, where they, hey, careful of that though. So that it's pressurized. That could blow up.
I said that exact phrase when I watched it. I'm like, yep.
Foreshadow.
Yeah. And those yellow barrels, which is a stand-in for the shark. So that's another way we don't have to see the shark. And again,
apparently that was
yellow.
not planned.
No.
It was
the
shark's malfunctioning. Let's use these barrels, and
genius.
It worked out. It's better than having if you saw the shark every single time those barrels were on screen, like assuming that it would have been the same just with a shark, wouldn't have been as good. Barrels were way better.
Yeah. Like you've seen the Meg, right? You get to see the shark a lot in that. It's not scary.
Yeah.
I didn't finish that movie. It was dumb.
I watched both of them because why not?
I watched Sharknado instead.
That's a good movie too.
Nature's Perfect Predator.
Corey, your definition of good movie is just not the same.
No, like I love stupid movies too. You can say it's stupid.
It
is. It's stupid. That's so stupid. It's good.
Like The Gray Man.
Wow.
That one's just great.
Oh,
I do like that movie. Just not as much score.
No.
We haven't mentioned Blade Runner this whole time. Come on.
There it is.
Now we did. There it is.
That's a great movie. Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. Some things that also I'm going to just move down to characters a little bit because I think we've touched on just about everything else, and we're running just a little bit long. The ages of everybody is always something that I think is interesting, especially because we met like that woman, Alex Kintner's mom. Like, she looked like she's like 60. I don't know how old that woman is, but people looked older than they do now.
Yeah.
So here's my theory.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
People looked older because they dress like our parents and our grandparents. You know? Like,
okay. So, I hear what you're saying, but like, how old would you assume that Richard Dreyfuss, who played Matt Hooper, was?
Well, he lives
40.
on an island. His son gets cooked. It ages him. It's like
He's
it's like
26 to 27 years old.
In that movie,
Dreyfuss
it's like
is.
Obi-Wan on Tatooine with the two sons. It ages him twice as fast.
Because he's got gray in his beard, but he's he's in his late 20s, like same age as Spielberg. We'll see him again in Close Encounters. Brody is like 42, 43, and then Robert Shaw is like 47, 48. So he's younger than me. He's younger than us.
They all look like middle-aged guys.
He looks like he's. I mean, that's what a 50-year-old looked like in the 70s. But like, you would assume he's like 10 to. He would always be 10 to 15 years older than us.
I just think beauty standards were different, and
so men were men.
They dress like the prior generation that we associate age
but
with.
They're
like
leathery
that,
too, man.
But
they
like
don't
that short hair that like women have and now grandmas have today, that was like the style for 20-year-olds back then. So,
but like Wilford Brimley was like he's younger than Paul Rudd is now, and Wilford Brimley in Cocoon, who played like a senior citizen.
Wasn't Wilford Brimley the
like
diabetes
50.
guy?
He was like guy, but
diabetes.
Like 50 now.
He looked like he's
young.
97 in that movie. Yeah.
Old people look really old.
50 is the new 30, Craig, is what you tell yourself every night in the mirror, I'm sure.
It pretty much. The last person we haven't really talked about, Lorraine Gary is the one who plays Ellen Brody. She's the other actress. That's a real actress in this movie. But for the so it's like 8 people and like a cast of thousands that are just extras and stuff.
And she carries through all the sequels, doesn't she?
I don't know.
Not 3D.
I think I turned off.
She's in 3 of them.
Jaws 2. I got bored. I watched Jaws 3. I kind of like Jaws 3 because I like Dennis Quaid. And do you know that Dennis Quaid plays? Well, it's the little kids. It's the sons of Brody that are in that movie.
Wait,
is Dennis Quaid one of the sons?
Yeah, he's the older son.
Oh, I didn't put that together. I never put that.
How is there a Jaws 2? He's dead. Is it a
Jaws
different
2
shark?
is good. No,
it's a different shark.
Like the shark comes back for revenge.
It's a different shark.
Pulls at that thread.
Is it like a pet
shark.
cemetery and they like resurrect the shark?
It's a different shark.
Like
there's a reason
Jaws'
Spielberg's not
brother
involved. No.
comes back for
the
revenge.
brother.
Jaws 4 is the one with the revenge. Jaws 3D happens at SeaWorld and it's in 3D.
Jaws 4 was terrible.
I didn't see Jaws 4.
That's one with Mario Van Peebles, isn't it?
I'm gonna watch all these.
He did it so he could get his, buy a house with very famous.
Oh, then in 2025 we get Moose Jaws. I mean, you search up Jaws on IMDb, and that's the progression: Jaws, Jaws 2, Jaws Revenge, Jaws 3D, Moose Jaws.
Nice. There's really not. At least we talked about. There's not a hero's journey in this. We've talked about the fact that there's really not one main character. There's 3 main characters. So anybody that's like,
but
the Phantom Menace doesn't have a
one-
main character. There is not a main character. It's okay that there's not a main character. It doesn't have to be, Corey.
The formula for this is that each of those 3 characters has a different aspect. Okay, Brody's afraid of water.
Yeah.
Hooper's the intellect and intelligence, and Quint is like obsession.
They're archetypes
and arrogance. Each one is 3 characters,
but they're
that
not
work together.
Yeah.
Yes,
and it's a beautiful thing. There doesn't have to be one person leading the thing. So yeah, there's not really that other than maybe Brody kind of getting over his fear of water, I suppose. But the underworld building, I just had, like, it's our world. Like, there's nothing that couldn't happen in our world that happens in this movie.
Yeah.
So if we had to pin down
shooting an air tank through water probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't happen. That's the one thing, but whatever. I don't care. Justin.
Oh, okay. So if we had to pin down one type of conflict for this movie, like I know movies can have multiple conflicts, but like man versus nature, man versus supernatural. Like, is the shark supernatural or is it nature?
I think the villain is Larry.
No.
The mayor. The mayor is the villain.
No, because the mayor is not the one that you have to overcome at the end.
The shark was coming for Quint. Quint had to go out, and that's what had to happen.
Jaws is just
it's kind of like
Jaws. Bruce is just a force of nature.
Attacks before, he's got to come back later.
But it's almost presented as if he is. That's what I was thinking. Is it nature or is it supernatural? Because like Quint is even surprised with how intelligent it is, and it's not like any shark he's dealt with before. So is it?
Yeah,
he's either very smart or very dumb, Chief.
I'd go nature.
Nature.
But I understand. There's a mythic nature to him.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's magical or mythical. I'm just saying, but he is presented as this, like, he is different than the other sharks.
Quite literally larger than life.
Yes. I don't know if literally, but yeah.
No, because he's huge. He's like 25
footer.
25 footer. 26, 24, 25. What does he say?
25.
Yeah. Like, you could tell. Like, you're a jerk.
Yeah.
He's so arrogant.
Final thoughts on Jaws as we wrap.
Craig, you go first.
I'll go. Craig
never goes first.
I don't. So
Craig always goes.
I don't have a ton to say other than the fact that Spielberg's already in his prime. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get necessarily we'll get different types of movies from him as we go through, but I don't think we get a better movie from Spielberg after this one. Like, he hit it out of the park from this. Like, he's already making great films. And as I said before, I'm seeing things. Oh yeah, that's a thing I'll see later. I'll see that in Raiders. I'll see that in Jurassic Park. We'll get those great performances down the line from Daniel Day-Lewis or Eric Bana or what have you. Ray Fiennes or Liam Neeson. He's already amazing. He's a wonderkind.
So you think this is his best film?
Yes.
That's a great question, and I'm not ready to answer that yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
we
thought
gotta
that's
see
what
the
you
others.
said.
No, that's a great question. It's going to be hard to top Raiders.
Jurassic Park.
I love Raiders so much. I love this too, though. But they're also, it kind of depends.
I'm just looking at all his films, and I'm like, man.
Yeah. And again, we're not going to do all of his films because not all of them really kind of fit what we're doing here. But we're going to do a pretty wide swath.
Well, and he's executive producer on a bunch, and I don't count those.
Yeah, we're not necessarily doing it. We are going to do all the indie movies though, just because you can't not do all the indie movies and all the Jurassic Park movies, just so we can compare. So that's my thought on Jaws. It's fantastic. I don't know if it's his best. It might be, but it's perfect as it is. And Spielberg's amazing already. So that's what I got.
Yeah, I think I'd probably say the same. Like I said this at the beginning, but I like that it's a little time capsule, and it goes to this idea of like some movies are timeless and they don't age. It's great no matter when you watch it, and this is one of those films. And I've said it again, or I've said it before. I'll say it again. I like that the shark malfunctioned so much. I like how little we saw the shark, and it created a much scarier version of the film. The characters are fantastic. We didn't even talk about the opening scene, that whole beach scene.
Yeah,
that might be one of the best opening scenes ever.
It's so good. And then the quick editing between her thrashing back and forth, and then like the guy on the beach just calmly resting there with the sunset, and then back.
And the coloring in that scene is just it's so good. Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this movie is. I agree with Craig. This is a near perfect movie with what it did. What it became, what it was, all the things they overcame, what they had to do. I think this also shows in this. Would you call this a horror movie back then? Like a genre of a scare you
Kinda
movie?
is,
Not
right?
a horror movie, but at the same time, it's able to scar you for life, which I am, and to do it in a way that has no overly reliance on blood and CGI and weird stuff like horror movies do nowadays, which are just jump scares and everything. This is you had a real present fear that people had, and you played on it to a point that you scarred people that they won't even swim in the ocean without having a comment. Hey, have you seen Jaws? Like that's just what. And so it's a movie that sticks with you. It's a movie that, like Justin said, it's timeless. It's quoted. It's known. 3 beautiful characters who do a wonderful job together. And so I think they wrap this up incredibly. So this is a incredible start to Steven Spielberg.
Anything else? All right. Cool.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. That's how we sign off today.
There you go. On that note, we just want to say thank you all so much for listening. If you'd like to connect with us, you can find us on X, Instagram, Facebook. Email us at readingbetweenreels@gmail.com or use the SpeakPipe app on our website. If you enjoyed the show, please like, follow, subscribe, and be sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. And our next episode will be a breakdown of Spielberg's classic alien invasion film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. We're going to be talking about the theatrical version of that film. So send us an email or voicemail about your favorite quotes or performance moments from Close Encounters, and we'll share it on the next episode.